Okay, let's dive right in, because something major is coming to the Java platform. It's an update that's going to fundamentally change how our applications talk to each other on the web, and it's all about making things faster, more reliable, and honestly, just bringing the foundation of networking into the modern era.
You might want to circle March 17th, 2026 on your calendar. See, with the release of JDK 26, Java is getting native, built-in support for the web's fastest and most resilient protocol, HTTP/3. And this isn't just some library you bolt on. We're talking about a core upgrade, right in the standard library.
So what does this actually mean in practice? Well, check out this number, 52%. That comes from some early tests showing just how much faster page loads can be for mobile users, especially when the network conditions are kind of rough. It's a powerful preview of the massive, real-world performance gains we're about to see from giants like Google and Meta. But to really get why this is such a huge deal, we gotta look at the problem it's designed to solve. There's this hidden weakness, a bottleneck, that's been lurking in the way the web works for years, one that even the last big upgrade couldn't fully fix. It really all comes down to the evolution of HTTP itself. We started with HTTP/1.1, which was kind of like opening a whole bunch of separate single-lane roads to a website. Then came HTTP/2, which was a lot smarter. It was like saying, okay, let's get everyone onto one big multi-lane superhighway using a trick called multiplexing. Now this was a huge improvement, way more efficient. But, and this is the key, it introduced a critical bottleneck, a single point of failure, that was baked right into the very foundation of the protocol. That weakness? It's called head-of-line blocking. And that highway analogy we just used, it's perfect for this. Imagine one car stalls in just one lane of that big highway. What happens? The entire highway, every single lane grinds to a complete stop until that one car is cleared. And this slide, it just illustrates the problem perfectly. You've got multiple streams of data, maybe for images, scripts, text, all flowing through that one connection. If a single tiny data packet from stream A gets lost on its journey, TCP, the protocol underneath it all, just stops everything. Streams B and C, their data is totally fine, ready to go, but they're forced to wait, completely blocked by a problem that has nothing to do with them. So how do you fix this? Well, it turns out you can't just patch HTTP. You have to go deeper. Engineers had to rebuild the very foundation of the transport layer with a completely new protocol called QUIC. You can think of HTTP/3 as basically being HTTP/2 running on top of this new QUIC protocol instead of the old TCP. And the differences, as you can see here, are huge. With QUIC, streams are truly independent. A stalled stream only affects itself. Connections get set up way faster, and for anyone on a mobile device, this last one, it's an absolute game changer. Your connection can seamlessly move from Wi-Fi to cellular without breaking.
Okay, but that's all theory. Does this stuff actually work in the real world? Well, the data from the big tech companies who've been using this for years is incredibly compelling.
So here's the crucial point to remember. While HTTP/3 helps everywhere, it really shows its strength on unstable or high-latency networks. It's designed for the messy, unpredictable reality of the modern internet, especially mobile connections. Take Google, for instance. They saw an 8% drop in their search page load times on desktop. Now, 8% might not sound like a huge number, but at Google scale, that is absolutely monumental. And of course, they saw big gains on mobile too. And just so we're clear, this is not some niche experimental technology. Meta, Facebook and Instagram, they're already routing over 75% of all their traffic over HTTP/3. This thing is battle-tested at an unbelievable scale. What does this mean for you? Well, it means a much better experience. YouTube saw a 20% reduction in video stalling in areas with high latency. That's less buffering, a smoother video, all because of the protocol running underneath. This last number is just wild. A study by Catchpoint simulated a network with a lot of packet loss and found a massive 41.8% reduction in the time to first byte. That's basically how long you're staring at a blank screen waiting for something, anything to happen. It just shows how incredibly resilient this new stack is. Okay, so this is the part that developers are going to love. Adopting this in Java 26, it's designed to be about as easy as it could possibly be.
If you're already using Java standard HTTP client, the one that came in Java 11, enabling HTTP/3 is, and I'm not kidding, a one-line change. You just add that .version method to your client builder, and you're done. Seriously, that's it. The client handles all the negotiation for you.
So the whole migration path is super simple. You update your JDK, you add that one line of code, and then
And this part's important, you test your infrastructure. Remember, HTTP 3 runs on UDP, not TCP, so you've got to make sure your firewalls and load balancers are cool with that. After that, you deploy and just watch the performance improve.
So who's going to benefit the most? Any application that's sensitive to latency and packet loss. We're talking mobile apps, video streaming, microservices architectures where you've got lots of tiny, quick calls happening. Really, any app that serves a global audience. It's a game changer for all of them.
Okay, so let's zoom out. What's the big picture takeaway here for the whole Java ecosystem?
Well, this wasn't some sudden decision. As you can see from this timeline, this has been in the works for over a decade. It's the culmination of years of work from the entire internet community to re-engineer the web's transport layer. It's been a long road, and now it's finally a standard part of Java.
With HTTP/3 support now baked right into the JDK, the Java platform is ready for the next decade of the internet. This update removes a fundamental performance barrier, and it makes the most advanced web protocol accessible to millions of developers with just a single line of code. The only question left is your application ready to take that leap?